What's up, YouTube? So I've got the platform set up finally. A couple of guys from the U-turn program at the church came out and helped me get the sections up there. My buddy's dad was over here. He helped me get the posts in, get them all leveled. It was getting dark, so we were doing that in the dark. It's been a long couple of weeks. In the last video, I'm not sure if... I think the last video I was actually still at the farm at Pete's. I got out of there a lot sooner than expected. Got moved up here. It was extremely crazy, a lot of drama, and I'm glad I'm out of there and still dealing with a lot. Could definitely use all of your prayers, but I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. I know God's doing a lot here, and I'm not worried about it. A little stressed out, but not worried. And there's a big difference. So deep breath. I've got platform set up though, and that's huge. And the tent is going up. Well, I'm getting the frame set up today. I sliced my hand. It looks not bad now. It looks dramatic now that I'm saying it and looking at it on camera. I sliced it. It's actually pretty deep. It's healed up a bunch, but since the other day, I had put liquid suture stuff in it. I was unloading a bunch of fencing, which is over there somewhere. The rolls are like twice my body weight, and I tripped and it was falling on top of me, and I didn't have gloves on because they're in storage. And anyways, the fencing caught my hand and just sliced it, and it hurts. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the tent canvas itself up by myself today. My friend's at work and it's just me here today. So I'm gonna get what I can done, and then I'll probably go up and talk to my compost guy up in Morriston and maybe get a load so I can start potting up some of the veggie starts that really need to go out like weeks ago. It's kind of depressing looking at them all. They're all struggling, but it is what it is. Doing what I can. Walking on Mulch Mountain over here. It's blocking my tent. It actually, I did this on purpose. I kind of piled it all around where the tent's going to be because it gets kind of windy here. And until I get plants, I'm going to slowly chip away on this backside of the mound and work my way out towards the rest of the property. But it's acting as a windbreak to kind of shelter the tent some while I get bananas and bamboo and Mexican sunflower and all sorts of other stuff planted around this to kind of create that wind block and privacy. It is just a big open field, so it's kind of nice to have plants around the tent. So that's that. I'll look this way and then I can flip the camera. I'm using my phone. I got the whole market garden tilled, so look at all that. That's almost, it's like just a hair under an acre. And I'm gonna get 200 yards of compost delivered in the next week or two. Pretty much as I can afford to pay for it. I'm getting a really good deal, but it's still not cheap considering my budget. Almost fell. But I'm excited about the garden. I'm looking at it in the camera because I can't stop looking at it. I did end up tilling it. Doing an initial till was kind of essential here. I didn't have the time to leave the tarps on, and I didn't have enough tarps to do the whole thing. So I just rented a tiller, a big 60-inch tiller for the back of a tractor, borrowed my pastor's tractor, got it all tilled in 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was. And yeah, got it ready for compost. And then I'm gonna put ropes down to get the beds or the 2 plots shaped, and then get the compost in, and then after that, probably put all my weed mat down and then work on irrigation. And then if I can order if I can order cover crop, I want to do cowpea and Mexican sunflower in a mix and do that whole section. And I tilled up this little area over yonder right by the well, and that's going to be covered with nursery mat. And I'll do all my tomatoes and my other friend Nick, the one that bought the property. I'm looking now, I need to water my stuff, everything's wilted. What was I saying? Got distracted. My other friend Nick, the one that bought the property, he wants to do a ton of different melons and watermelons and stuff, so we'll get a bunch of that planted out there. So it'll be basically watermelons and tomatoes, because my cucumbers are all shot, ruined. And then I guess I'll do roselle in the main garden. I don't really know. I think I've got 872 cell flats of roselle that need to go out. Either that, or maybe I'll just get compost around the whole perimeter of the property and do a whole privacy hedge of roselle. So we're gonna see what happens, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing yet. It's kind of just going with the flow at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. So stay tuned for the rest of it. It's pretty exciting. God's doing a lot. He's moving me in places that I really wasn't expecting once I got up here. And things are changing, but God has a way of doing that. He'll get you to a place and then make you realize that He's got another plan for you. So we're gonna get through that, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride as always. So stay tuned. Hanging out with Willow. I figured the little clip that the little clip that I made the other day probably didn't go into too much detail. Wanted to give you guys some up close shots, at least, of the market garden. And then I realized I didn't even talk about the shipping container right there that I got, which is huge and I'm super excited about. Picked up a ton of cinder blocks on Marketplace. Got 200 of them for, what did I pay? I think I paid 170 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. But these guys are going to be stacked. I think I'm gonna go 2 high, and then use them in the market garden in my nursery area, and they're going to block up the nursery benches, which I've got over there. And I don't really know if they're in a video or not. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw them in a clip. But anyways, this is the market garden. It's gonna be 2 50-foot wide, long, depends on which way you look at it. My beds are gonna be 50 feet long, and then from here to that post, this whole area right down the center of the garden is going to be a 15-foot wide by however long this is. I think it's 100 or 260 something feet, 3, 4, whatever it is. 15 by whatever long nursery. So I'm gonna have my benches down the middle, and then different potted plants and stuff like that I'll be taking to market, propagating and whatever. But that'll actually act as like a nursery slash windrow slash windbreak, and that will help a lot with the crops, actually, at least in theory. But I'm gonna have a 3 or 4. I'm probably gonna go with 3, just because I don't want it to be too tall. I'd like to still be able to see the garden. But I'm gonna have a wind fence on the north and south side of the garden, and then probably over there on the east side, just cause. And then this side, sorry, I'm talking and swirling around. This side, which is the driveway and the well house, I'm probably gonna do a long, like, big wide bed, wood chips and fruit trees all the way down this side, So I don't think I'm gonna put a wind fence, a big for the wind fence for the north and south, because the wind comes through here both directions quite a bit, and I'd like to protect the crops and just kind of slow it down as it's coming through. That'll help keep the ground dry, or keep the ground wet when I'm trying to irrigate. It'll help when sprinklers come on and they're going all over the place, but yeah, mainly to keep the crops nice and happy. And then it'll also help if the sheep get out. They won't just run straight into the garden. They're gonna have to figure out how to get in. So there's that too. Kind of thinking ahead on that one. These little turds have they've been pushing my buttons lately. When I had all the sheep in Washington, I didn't really have this problem when I had them in fencing. But I forget. My buddy Nick, he named them. I don't really normally name them. I'll name the rams typically just because it's one and I don't have to keep track of a million names. But one of them's Laverne and I think the other one's Shirley, but I don't remember which one's which. I'll show you them, I guess. And then this one has like 3 names and I can't keep track either. I just call them all lamb chop. But one of them, if I don't have the fence stretched perfectly, she just tears it down. She's like, forget it. She knows where she can grab on the fence and not get shocked, and then she'll like pull it down just enough and then hop over it. But anyways, they're doing good though. I don't know if I ever showed you the shade structure. It's portable. I can do a whole video on that if you want. It doesn't really need a whole video. But as the market garden, irrigation supplies, compost should be coming this week. I think I mentioned that in the last clip. And yeah, about 200, a little over 200 yards, I think, coming. And then I've got to get it all spread and get the nursery mat down and then start getting irrigation down. And then try and get the cover crop and everything else. This whole area, it's a little area. I think it's 36 by 50 or whatever it is, something by 50. There's going to be, I think, 13 50-foot beds in here. And that's mainly because the other Nick, I'm Farmer Nick and he's the other Nick. He wanted to grow like 1.5 million different types of watermelons and stuff. So we're going to plant all those melons in here. We're going to put compost down and then weed mat and plant into the weed mat. And then I'm also going to plant my tomatoes there. I'll probably do a tomato and then a watermelon every other down every bed and just do the tomatoes vertically and watermelons as a ground cover to kind of cool it off with that weed mat. But that'll all be on a drip system and the rest will be overhead with wobblers. I think I'm going to have... what is it, 60? I'm gonna have 60 wobblers in the big area, so I think I might end up doing it in 4 zones. We'll see. I don't know. Nick just left and he left his speaker going, so his music's playing. But anyways, hopefully you can't hear that and it's not too distracting. Here is my beautiful container. I'm actually like, I feel like a proud parent of my container. I've got all my crap in here. There's all these tools, market supplies, my art supplies, because I used to do a lot of painting, but the last couple of years I really haven't had it in me. I need to. Actually, here, since I'm talking about it and you guys actually don't know this about me, I've got a lot more paintings in boxes somewhere, but like, here's one of my paintings. Get the light on it. This one's not actually, it's actually not done. But I don't know, there's a glare. Canvas is getting messed up. All these cracks from the heat because I'm not taking care of anything. But that's my eagle. I got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But most of it's farm tools, and that takes up a ton of space. Art supplies, coolers for market, whatever. A lot of kitchen stuff because I cook a lot, even though I'm in a tent. But this shipping container is going to be like the hub of the farm because it's my barn. It's going to be a walk-in, and then it's also going to be, well, I say barn, but it's going to be the market supplies and like farming tool section in the front half, which would be this half. And then I'm gonna build a wall similar to the walk-in that we had at Pete's, the one he has there, where we did a quarter of it as walk-in cooler and the front quarter as a little bit of storage, and then the back half was a tiny house. But the back half of this, I'm gonna weld a door back there. That is gonna be like my shop because I don't really have a space for that. And I'd like to have all my tools out of boxes and in their own spot, the way it should be, and just have a place where I can come in there out of the rain and just tinker on stuff that needs to be tinkered on. Anyways, there's a lot of other plans that I've got for the rest of the farm. Some of it is on paper, some of it's just stuck in my head still, and I haven't had time to get it on paper. I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna do it because it's probably not gonna happen, but maybe in another video I'll go over all those ideas. But in the meantime, that's a big project. That's gonna cost probably $3 or $4 grand to get the walk-in set up. Just buying that darn container took $3 grand out of my bank account. Compost is gonna be like another $3 grand, which is super cheap. Like seriously, thank God for my compost guy. He's been such a blessing, such an amazing friend, and just he's awesome. He's really blessing me by hooking me up with the compost for this. So there's that, and I'm trying to figure out how to balance my finances for all of this, because it's obviously costing a pretty penny. But my poor tent, sorry, this video is gonna suck, but you're gonna get what you get, because that's how it goes when it comes to the amount of energy I have. I get what I get. My tent hiding under there because it's so heavy and I can't pick it up by myself. And good luck folding that thing and getting it back into the little duffel bag it comes in. Next to impossible. My countertops, everything's just taken apart. These are those nursery benches I was talking about. They're really nice. They're 5 by 10 foot, and they're all aluminum. They came from a citrus production farm. So this farm down south, they used to grow all their own citrus trees from seed and then graft them, and they'd grow them out on these benches in these big long greenhouses. But the citrus industry is kind of tanking in Florida, and yeah, I got a deal on those. There's the platform. Showed you that in the last video, or in the last clip that's going to be in this video. We started getting the poles ready the other day, and haven't had time to finish it. It's been one thing after another showing up, but yes, that's the farm. My hair, as always, looks ridiculous. Need a haircut. But I'm excited. It's coming along. But yeah, and honestly, a lot of this wouldn't even really, it definitely wouldn't be possible, especially the way things have been going financially the last few months, if it wasn't for your guys' support and your donations to help get this farm and ministry up and running. Like I said, God's doing a lot right now, and like a lot of it is unexpected stuff that I'm still trying to figure out how to process and how to move forward with. But like, I'm really just trusting God on it all, and it's it's gonna work out, and I'm excited about it. Like I said in the last clip, I'm pretty sure I said it anyways. I'm stressed but not worried. But it'll work out. Faith the size of a mustard seed can move mulch mountains. Remember that. This mountain is not going to be here for long, or at least forever. It might take a little while, but a little while and a little effort, but it'll get done. Anyways, God bless. Thank you guys. Your support means the world. Like, I really can't say it enough. I say it all the time, but I can't say it enough. And I truly mean that. Let's see Shadow real quick. Shadow! Come here, buddy. I'm filthy. Come here, bud. Hi, buddy. This is Shadow. Such a good boy. Right now, he would like to be out there with the sheep, but he will get out of electric poultry net. And right now, we don't have the perimeter of the farm fenced, so he's in this big, like, fenced-in area. He can get out of this if he wanted to, but for now, he's listening. Okay. Probably shouldn't teach him to jump up here, but whatever. Shadow, come here. Come here, bud. Up here. Come here. Okay, whatever. On that note, I gotta go edit this video so I can get it out to you guys and then get back out here and finish potting stuff up over there. Thank you for all the support. Like I said, really couldn't do this without you guys. So, God bless. I'll see you in the next video. And hopefully by then, there will be a lot more going on here. Say bye, sheep. Say bye, sheep.